Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome to Saints TV Weekly. It is the 4th of July and we're coming off the back of a pretty good weekend of football for the boys, and you can tell there's enthusiasm this week. Last week you watch it and I was just sad, I was just moping, feeling sorry for myself, crying in the corner of the room every couple of minutes. True story. But this week, we're proud, we're standing tall, we've got the scarves out, we're walking to work on a Monday, going to the Carlton supporter that was talking shit all week, and particularly early Friday, and just telling them, how'd your boys go? And it's a good feeling, to get to work on a Monday, especially after a win, if you've got some Blue supporters around you as well. So we'll kick our show off on that, straight off the bat. Saints got the job done against Carlton. Friday night football in front of a big crowd, 44,000. We got the job done by 15 points, 78-93, with Tim Membry, the skunk, playing his best game of the year. Much needed game as well, because I've been critiquing him the last couple of months, and he delivered on the big stage in front of goal exactly what I wanted him to do, and he's kicked 4 goals. Max King kicked 3. Higgins and Butler chopped out with 2, as did Paddy Ryder. There was a lot to like about Friday night. We started well. Carlton pegged us back. They pressed us. They hit the front. They looked like breaking the game open at some point in the second and third term. Then we found another gear. Our midfield was amazing. Running all day. Did a great job on Walsh and Cripps, although they've got their hands on the ball about 28, 29 times respectively. Their impact on the game to me was minimal, particularly Walsh, who had a very, very good game against Fremantle the week before. We were undermanned. Hunter Clark went off with a head knock, which was very bad to see, and hopefully he's feeling better today. Dougal Howard as well went off, and Dan Butler was obviously part of the Hunter Clark collision, so there was a lot going on. Highmore came on. Windhager stood up and was impressive. Nasai Wankin and Malira showed exactly why he was he was selected at the draft pick that he was. There was a lot that we could take away from this game and think, shit, okay, the year's still on. So that's the key message from this, is that although a lot of Sainers were worried going into this game thinking we'd get done by 10 goals, and I wasn't that far worried. I was worried we'd lose, but not to that extent. There's faith again. There's hope. And now we've got Fremantle, who are flying at home on Saturday night. I'm hoping that we're going to get a big crowd on Saturday night for that game, because every game from now on is a final. Fremantle, Bulldogs, the next 2, they're huge games, and we need to win them both. So that's a great start. Our forward line looked better. Our midfield worked hard all day. Sinclair was immense. Brad Hill was great. And our backline stood tall against Mackay and Kerno, who are 2 of the best forwards going around at the moment in the same forward line, no less. So we did a great job. We got the 4 points. Unfortunately, we're not in the 8 because results didn't go our way at the end of the round, but we're 9th, equal on points, I believe, with 8th and 7th, and maybe 6th, I'm not sure. But it's all percentage at the moment, and if we just keep winning, things will fall our way, particularly because Sydney and Bulldogs play against each other this weekend, and they're both around us or above us on the ladder. So we got the job done, 15 points, great effort, very happy. Now we move on to Fremantle. Now it would have been great to continue the winning way across the weekend. The Southern Saints, as we know, they made the VFLW grand final against Essendon, but unfortunately the Bombers were far too good. They won, I believe, 42-7, so a 35-point win. But you got to say, for the girls to make the grand final, play in front of a decent crowd. Stewart was great. Black, they tried their best, and Essendon, I think, were just very good all season, and they carried that through to the grand final. But the fact that the girls made it is awesome for the footy club, and hopefully going into next year, they have an even better year and they can go one step further and take home that premiership. But awesome job, girls. You earned a much needed break now. You can take some time off, and we're all proud of you regardless of the result on the weekend. Now, continuing on the women's footy path, AFLW women's draft was during the week, and we can talk about some of our new picks. So with pick 16, we got Janome Anderson, who's a midfielder forward. We got pick 63, Hannah Stewart, as I mentioned before, midfielder. Deanna Jolliffe, pick 74, who's a midfielder defender. And then you've got Caitlin Matthews, who we also talked about, the father-daughter pick 81 defender there. So they're all part of the AFLW team. That's amazing. There's some fresh faces there. And I don't think pre-season's too far away now because they usually start that pretty early. So hopefully the AFLW girls get the team together. They've signed on. A lot of them have signed on already. And we've got some new fresh faces to add some enthusiasm to the squad. So hopefully we'll be in for a big AFLW season leading into 2023. Now for some other awesome news. And this was something that we just wanted to get done. We needed to get it done. It was very important. And that was signing on Rowan Marshall. And the awesome thing is that I know that Ro had a shorter term put in front of him, 2 to 3 years, but he's gone the 5. He's signed a 5-year deal, finalising himself as a Saint until the end of 2027. Hopefully that means Saint for life. He's 26, so that'll take him until 31, 32, which is amazing. And it was the biggest signature we needed to get this year. And I think that just kind of, I don't know if it carried through into the Carlton game, but his form was ridiculous. 22 disposals, 12 marks, on top of, I think, 10, 15 hit-outs, with Paddy Ryder playing mostly in the centre clearances there and getting 31 hit-outs himself. But Ro, he's always been a saint. You could just tell that he was never leaving. I know a lot of people thought Essendon were coming for him. But, he said it himself. I'm really glad that I'll get to be part of it all for the next few years and just want to continue doing what I can to drive us forward. This guy could genuinely be captain, in that time in 5 years. We don't know. Jack Steele could obviously be captain long term, but Rowan Marshall's got all the traits of being a big leader, whether he's captain or not at the footy club. And he's proven the last couple of weeks how important he is for us. So the fact that we've got him locked in for the next 5 years is amazing. He's only played, I think, 77 games, believe it or not. And the best, I think, is yet to come for Rowan Marshall. So it's great to have him signed on. And hopefully that settles all the nerves for him and for the footy club, knowing that, our star ruckman has signed on. So awesome news. Now we just need to focus on the footy for the rest of the year. Now for the injury update, obviously I mentioned at the start that we had, a couple of players go down against Carlton, which is always the way. Every time we have a gallant win, a really good win, there's always players that go down. So obviously Hunter Clark, he underwent surgery to repair his nasal fracture, which everyone would have seen that photo. It was ridiculous. Then obviously Dan Butler, he came off with a bit of a head knock, but I think he should be okay depending on the concussion test. He may be assessed, and whether he plays next week or not remains to be seen. And then we've obviously got Dougal Howard, and they've mentioned that Dougs will consult their specialist following a knee scan earlier today, undergo surgery on Tuesday to assess medical meniscal tear. So at this stage, they're not certain on the extent of his injury, but they do think it'll be around that potentially 4 week mark, maybe longer. So we'll see what happens today. It probably should be announced, but at this time, Clark is obviously going to miss the next 2 to 3 minimum, which is disappointing because I thought he was building into his year. Howard's going to be a hard one to replace for the next 4 weeks, but Dara Joyce is probably going to get that job. Dan Butler will just have to undergo all of the tests and see how he pulls up this week. Now for the best part. Questions. What questions do we have in store today? This one's from Josh. He's asking, if we make finals from here, considering the fixture that we've got, are we contenders? Absolutely. If we make finals, we deserve to play finals. We will be probably one of the more form sides because we would have had great practice against top 8 teams around us, and that's who you play in finals. So our next 8 weeks or 7 weeks, whatever it is, perfect warm-up for finals. So bring it on, I say, and I can't wait to see how we go against Fremantle on Saturday night at Marvel. Max is asking, what's better, The Godfather or Top Gun Maverick, the movie? This is a hard one. Obviously, The Godfather is the self-title, self-nickname for the potty, but I have to go Top Gun Maverick. For anyone out there that has not watched that movie, Marshy, Joyce, I'm talking to you two. Go and see it. It's a bloody ripper. One of my favourite movies that I've ever seen, I'd say. So, yeah, sorry, The Godfather, but got to pick Top Gun Maverick there. Alfie said, surely we get a Tom Highmore appreciation post this week. Maybe, maybe not, but I think just overall to see him come on and have 12 disposals and 3 marks late in the game when that was when Carlton were pressing and their tools were looking their most dangerous. The fact that Highmore could come on and do a job like that and stabilise the defence in the absence of Dougal Howard, our fullback, is huge for him. And I think hopefully this means that Tommy Highmore can stay in and play a full game next week against the Dockers, who have a pretty tall forward line, has to be said. So good on you, Tommy, and it's great to see you back out there playing good footy, mate. Thomas is asking, other than the Cats win, is there any more satisfying wins we've had lately? I don't think so. Now, that to me is the most satisfying win of the year, apart from the Geelong game. Geelong because I hate Geelong. This one because we're underdogs, and Carlton fans were getting pretty confident pre-game. There were a few in front of me that thought, yeah, okay, they're in front now. Game over, see you later, Saners. But we were not going to take that. We kept fighting, and in the end we broke them. So it was such a good win to be part of, and to see the Carlton fans, leave early in waves was amazing. Victoria's asking, can we beat Fremantle the same way we did last time, or should we change it up? I think Fremantle are a different team since round 2, but we're also a different team since round 2. So I think it's going to be a very similar style. I'd like to see us carry through what we played against Carlton and just run and gun. Carlton have a pretty tall forward line, just like Fremantle. Their midfield's pretty good, just like Fremantle. And although Carlton's midfield's probably better, but they've got 5 who can go forward, go mid. They've got a good ruckman. Their backline is pretty competent, but I still think that we can get them there. So it's up to us. If we want to play finals, we need to win this game, regardless of whatever game plan we bring into it. Just get the job done and move on. At this point, 4 points is more important than playing any type of game plan. I think we just need to get the win, whether it's pretty or it's ugly. I don't think any Saint is going to be too picky about that. There we go. We'll leave it there. Saints TV Weekly done for another week. I can't wait to watch the replay. I haven't actually watched it yet. I've watched a lot of the highlights, but I need to watch the replay and enjoy that win again before the podcast tonight. And that reminds me, podcast is tonight. It should drop tonight, 8:30 on all social streams, on all podcast streams. And the video for it will be up Wednesday morning, as always. And then we'll be working hard on the content building up to the Fremantle game on Saturday night. So the preview for that, hopefully Wednesday, Thursday, and then obviously right after the game Saturday night. As always, I'll be back for my live review. So if you've enjoyed this, Sainers, please like the video, comment your thoughts, and as always, hit subscribe. We're hitting over, I think, 3,800 subs now, and we want to get to 4,000 in the next couple of weeks if we can. So if you haven't subscribed and you love what I do and you love the Sainers, hit that button. It's pretty easy, and then you get notified on all of my future videos. You won't miss a single second on all the content that comes out on Saints TV. So until then, Sainers, I'll leave it there. Enjoy the rest of your week. I know you will, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, Sainers, and go you mighty Sainers.